Does the shape of your penis head affect how long you last in bed? And if so, what can you do about it? So we're talking the penile glands here, the head, the tip of the penis, the bell end here in the UK, the most sensitive erogenous zone in the male body. And some heads are bigger than others. If you're a penis owner, have you got more of a hammer, a thinner base with a larger head, or a narrower head with a wider base, sometimes known as the rocket popsicle? And what does this mean in terms of giving and receiving pleasure and lasting long enough for any kind of pleasure exchange to happen? Some research was published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine earlier this year. So in a lab in Turkey, they took 70 guys with PE and 70 guys without PE, and they measured their Glans Penis Volume using ultrasound. And on average, the men in the PE group had significantly larger penis heads. And out of that group, the men with so-called lifelong PE had larger heads than those with acquired PE. So they concluded that men with a higher Glans penis volume are 3.3 times more likely to experience premature ejaculation. Now, considering the density of nerve endings in the penis head, this is probably not a massive surprise. That's why it's so sensitive. That's why we receive so much intense pleasure and stimulation right there, a bit too much sometimes. So if you want to test this out on yourself and see how much longer you last without head stimulation, see my video on penis root masturbation. They didn't test for the density of nerve endings in this study, but it's a pretty safe assumption to make. The bigger the head, the more sensitive we are. There's more penile area being stimulated. So if you experience PE and your bell end is on the larger side, there are upsides here. It's one of nature's ironies that a lot of women prefer a larger head. The extra girth stimulates the vaginal walls, creating friction that feels good. So can you take full advantage of this and still last sufficiently long? Yes, some tips coming up. And a shout out to guys with a smaller penis head, who tend to last longer as per this research. Now this has additional benefits too. The narrower head makes for easier entry, and a wider base provides more stimulation the deeper you go. Many women are fans of this too. Now if your penis head is on the smaller, narrower side and you still struggle to last in bed, do remember that this is only one of multiple factors that contribute to PE. Stress, performance anxiety, your masturbation habits, and the way that you actually use your penis during sex. These things all make a difference. So if your penis head is larger, depth of penetration is pretty important here. During intercourse, you probably don't want to be doing that plunging in and out thing that you see in porn. Women aren't massive fans of that anyway, generally speaking. Slower, gradual entry is way to go, and then more measured strokes. Think about penis root masturbation again, and what that suggests in terms of staying cooler during intercourse. Enjoy experimenting with your partner and finding the stroke angle and depth that works for you. It exists. You can both find it. Same applies for guys with a smaller head. You're probably instinctively making more use of that wider base girth, but are you ploughing a bit too deep and stimulating your head that way? Again, experiment with slightly shallower depth perhaps. And regardless of your penile glands volume, if you need to buy yourself some time to do this experimentation and play with your partner right there, all hot and aroused, then a delay or a numbing product can be a useful temporary fix. The instructions usually say to apply it around the head, and you can see why now. Very few men need to numb the entire length of their penis, and it's not recommended because being unable to tell whether you've even got an erection or not doesn't really make for a quality sexual experience. So there you have it. Penis head volume makes a difference. I'll link below to the study, and in case you're wondering, they did measure other things too. The post-circumcision mucosal cuff, the frenulum, and they didn't spot any differences in guys with or without PE. Interesting. And if you'd like to learn more about all the options available to you, regardless of your penis shape, I have a comprehensive course, also linked below. And I hope this is insightful, and thank you for watching.